Good afternoon, guys.
What's going on, guys?
So today we need to get some projects done so that we can move the RV into the barn.
And in order to do that, we need power.
Right. So our power source currently is the solar panels that we have on top of the RV and our generator for those times when we aren't getting enough sun. So we had really wanted to move the RV into the barn before we left for Italy, but we had so much going on, and I know you guys have noticed that we are literally jumping all over the place with our projects here on the homestead. But that's just kind of how life is going for us right now. We we had that storm that came through, so we repaired the chicken coop, and we had some other things that we had to take care of. We had to get the decking on the house so that they could backfill, which they actually did while we were in Italy. And just little things like cleaning out the barn and just a lot of stuff that didn't allow for us to do some of the things that we would have needed to do to move the RV into the barn.
Yeah, we're fortunate that we didn't have like a real crazy turn in the weather and then have like snow and rain for the foreseeable future, because we would not be able to move that camper if it wasn't dry. So we have a nice little window here the next couple days,
very short window,
where it's going to get nice and dry because we did get some rain, that we can get this camper and move it in here. But before we can do that, we need power. Obviously pulling it into the barn, we're not going to get any solar power from those panels on there. So we need to build like a temporary array out here. And so the last couple days here, I've been making some stands, and we are going to go ahead and just temporarily just mount some panels on top of these stands, and get the camper in the barn. I think it's going to be fun to have like a change, even though we're not moving very far.
We're not moving far, but we traveled for about 10 months before we bought this property, and so we were moving around a lot, and it was really fun because you just always had a nice change of scenery. But I need to move.
I need to move, even if it's 25 feet to the barn.
But what we have to do first is we need to run the power lines through our conduit that Levi placed. Oh, it's been a while.
It's been a while, yeah. So we have the tanks backfilled now.
Yes.
And all our conduits all buried and nice and in there. And now we need to get our string trick out. Like if you guys watched our video on getting our main power to the house, we're going to do something similar to that, but we're going to kind of switch it up here.
Yeah, so we are going to take the recommendations of several of you where you said that you usually do suck it with the vacuum versus doing the reverse. So we're going to try it that way this time. We have our string, we have our bag, and
Tana's
we
going to
have
make
the
a parachute for us.
Vacuum.
And we have the vacuum set up. And so we're just going to see if we can get this string, which I'm sure we're going to, over to that spot where you guys saw us, where we went into the solar room. So should go really quick. I don't think we'll have any issues at all. She loves when I say that. And so let's just tie the bag and let's see what happens.
All right.
All right, we're over here where we want the wires to come out of, and we got the shop vac, and basically we're just gonna hold the shop vac up onto that hole and see if we can pull that plastic bag over from Tanya over there. So here we go.
I saw it go a little bit. I don't know. No.
Well, first attempt, not a good start.
All right, you ready for take number 2?
All right, take number 2. Ready?
Ready. Oh yeah.
All right, that worked great. The vacuum was also plugged, so that was nice. All right, so we got our line over here. So now we'll connect all the wires to the other end and pull it through with this. All right, so here we have our PV wire, and this stuff is not cheap. We have 300 feet of each of it, so we just spent about the last hour here trying to run our tape measure down to figure out for each array how much we're going to need. I think we have that done, and so let's go ahead and roll this out, and we'll cut those lengths and then see if we can pull it through that conduit. This is not going according to plan.
Oh man. There.
Hey, there you go.
This is pink wire, not red. Wow. Wasn't in the phone.
All right. Set that down. Why didn't they do it like that for that? I don't remember how many feet do we need to roll?
110, 110, 90, 90, and 100, and 100. Stop it! Stop it. So all of them, both black and red, we're going to do the same.
So we want two reds at 90,
Okay.
2 blacks at 90, and the leftovers is going to be for our long one.
Okay.
So, you cutter. I'll hold this down here if you want to walk it down, and then I'll cut it. Good. So you just take that down to the 90. Yeah.
Sorry, pull it back a little bit.
Yeah, 90? Oh, that's right. Yep.
Pull it back a little bit. Pull back more. Stay right there.
Yes, left is left. Yep. So it's going to be 120 feet, but it'll work for our long run, so make sure we have enough.
Yep.
Okay, we have all of our wires cut to length. Now what we need to do is tape these to that string and pull them through.
Oh, did I just pull it too far? Okay. All right, so we have our string attached and we have it taped. And so now I'm gonna start feeding through and Levi's gonna pull at the other end. Ready?
Ready.
This is way easier than the last time.
Yeah?
Yeah. Is it easier for you?
I'm really not doing much, honestly.
I don't know, it's going through really nicely.
Are you ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. All right, we got it.
How far do you want me to go?
So we need it to go quite a bit, honestly.
Okay, we have probably 10 feet.
So what we need to do is come in here and go to here, and then so we probably need about 5 more feet.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
That's 3. Maybe one more time.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so we have our wire over here. Tanya's on the inside. I'm gonna feed it through this junction box, and she's gonna pull the extra through. So here we go. You ready?
Ready?
All right. Can you pull the other one like one at a time? Do the green wire first. Okay, the white. Okay, the brown or the black. All right, red. All right, perfect. All right, we have all of our wires in. Just gotta throw the covers on there, and this outside portion will be all finished.
All right, so now that we have our wire fed through the conduit into the solar room, and we made sure we had enough wire in there to reach the breaker box and our inverter.
Yep.
Okay, inverter. We are now going to start working on the temporary solar array. Like we talked about, Levi just built some 2x4 kind of brackets, and we are gonna set up one panel at a time, and then we're gonna screw all the brackets together, make it really strong, and then on each end we're gonna use just some concrete stakes and stake it down into the ground and then screw it into there, because you all know that the wind here can be pretty terrible. It's fairly windy and that fell over. So we're gonna get to getting these panels on here, which is really exciting.
All right, so we were supposed to buy 4 bolts for each panel to bolt onto these arrays, and I bought 2 for each panel. Don't know what I was thinking, so we're gonna have to figure out something with my collection of nuts and bolts here. These are the bolts that we're gonna use to actually bolt the major solar array down, and that's just gonna be some steel, so it doesn't have to be very big. We're using 2x4s now, so it needs to be longer than a 2x4's width. So these are only 3/4 of an inch long. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna get these to bolt to those 2x4s. So I'll just have to figure something out. I have a whole bunch of stuff here, but no real bolts to speak of. All right, so this is actually the bolts that came with our greenhouse. This is how many extra they send. What a great company. They just make sure you have everything you need. But they're a little bit shorter. They're only 1.25 inches, and I need them to be 1.75 inches. So what I think I'm going to do is countersink these into the 2x4. That way we could still bolt them onto the array. So I think that's going to work. So I'll grab these and we'll head out there. Okay, I have 4 washers on the bolt to make it so it's not so tall, so it doesn't have
some scratches.
Okay. Really good.
Okay. So I probably want to take these little cardboard pieces off. Okay.
So you're gonna have to go to this first bolt hole.
Where is that?
This right here.
So all the way over here?
Yep. Your bolts are on that board.
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's just set it right here.
Okay.
And we'll grab our first.
And we're gonna have it touch the ground like this?
No, it's gonna go up onto here.
Okay.
So you can grab your bolt. There should be 4 washers on it.
Okay. And you want those to stay?
Yep, so it needs to be done when it gets a little too big. Okay, now we'll just slide the panel up and then have it go onto that.
It's easier said than done. I guess maybe if I do it this way. I can't see it though. Oh, there we go.
All right. Got that to go on. Can you see it?
Not really.
Can you crawl away on your belly?
You want me to army crawl? There you go.
first one's done. Went really nice. It was a little tricky getting them in here. These panels are 46 inches. I think they're 45 inches, and so I just cut 2x4s in half, so made them 4 foot. And so it's a little bit tight trying to get the bolt up in there, but I didn't want to have any scrap. So this one went good. We just have 3 more to do, and we unfortunately are out of those nice bolts. So we're gonna have to take some of these apart, countersink them, put them back together. A little extra step, but it should work fine. So we'll just keep plugging along. So we're gonna put it right over close to this one. Okay. That bolt's already sticking through it.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
All right. There should be one single nut right by your foot that's bigger than the other one, because these are the bigger bolts.
Is it? Oh, it's on the.
Yep. Yep, that one right there
Right.
goes for this one.
Oh goodness.
This one's even harder because it's
Shorter.
stuck in the back behind the bolt.
This is comical. I don't even know how you're able to do it. I have
not
tiny
easy.
hands and.
It's not easy. It's like mechanics working on, like, I don't know how mechanics do it. I mean,
I've never seen a mechanic with small hands.
no,
either.
they all have giant hands and they gotta stick, you know, the smallest bolts and nuts have to go together and they just have a way to do it. Sunshine feels really good.
It's so glorious. Pretty soon, this time of day, it'll already be dark.
Yeah, no kidding.
We're so close to that. Okay, I'm about to give up on this. I can't. Maybe it's just my fingers are too short. Well, I have it like on it, but I can't get it to. Yeah. Ryder doesn't think it's cold out. He thinks it's perfect. Yeah, you do, don't you? Yeah,
There's the sunshine.
he does.
Don't you do that.
Do you have a hole?
Can I stick my face in your hole?
He's so fast.
No.
He would be an amazing agility dog.
He would.
It's so funny if you turn around. Are you tired too? Come here. Come. Ryder, come. He's like,
That's not how you play the game, Mom.
actually got this one on. It's a great sense of accomplishment. This is our third one, and this is the first one I was able to get the bolt or the nut on. Ryder, it's okay. Come. Hey. Come. Yes, good, Tom. Come on. Good boy.
Yes.
Yes, boy. Good.
Good watchdog.
Good boy. Okay, I got it on. I think. Yeah, you'll have to tighten it. Oh. I'm dying inside because I'm like, I got it on, and it was because I didn't have it in the right spots.
You didn't have it in the hole. Why are we so far off from where we put these braces?
Wanted to show you guys this poor little pine tree. Obviously, we had a buck over here doing a rub on there. Not sure that tree's gonna make it. All right, well, we got all the panels set up. We have them staked down with the concrete stakes on the side. And then we weren't really thinking when we said we were gonna screw them all together because we couldn't quite be the way we have them set up. Yeah. So what we did is we just took some scrap 2x4 chunks that we had, and then we screwed it together that way. But the sun is about to set and it's dinner time, and we're gonna go in and we'll see you guys in the morning. You wanna say goodnight?
Come on. Listen. All right, good morning guys. We're back out at our little temporary array we have here, and this is what they look like when they're not hooked up. Straight out of the box. They basically have what's called an MC4 connector on them already, and what they are, and these are actually left over from our RV when we hooked it up, but they come with a positive MC4 connector and a negative, and each of these panels have one positive side and one negative side. And if you were just going to hook up one panel, you would just hook up, you know, our red wire to the positive one and our black wire to the negative one. What we're going to do is hook these all up in series. So there's going to be 4 of these connected together, basically like one big giant solar panel. So what we're going to do is we're going to hook up our positive wire on this end, connect all these together, and hook our negative wire up at the far end. So we're gonna go ahead and get started doing that. We just have to unpackage, you know, cut these little zip ties and just connect all these in series and then hook up our MC4 connectors. Okay, so we got them all unwrapped, and what we're basically gonna do is just try to keep these off the ground the best we can. So we're just gonna kind of loop them up through here, and we're just going to connect the positive to the negative of each panel. So they basically just go together, and then you just click them. Real simple. We'll do some wire management, put some zip ties on here to keep these looking really nice, but basically we're just going to do that all the way down. So we're over here on the far end, and this is our last connection that's open, and we're going to basically take the negative connection and put it together with this. And the way you make these MC4 connectors is they come with a little end that you unscrew, and the wire is actually going to slip through there. It has like a nice gasketed washer on here to make it waterproof, and so we'll just have to make sure that we slip this in here the proper way. So we'll strip the end of this wire off, and then we'll connect this end on here with that. All right, so we got our wire stripped, and here's our metal connector that goes on the wire. And you're gonna take this tool and you're gonna crimp it on there. And this tool is like spring loaded, but it also has like a positive grab. So every time you click this, it stays at the position, so you can't open it back up until you have this all the way closed. So you want to make sure that you're ready, and you just squeeze it until it opens itself back up, and then it's on there. All right, we have that crimped onto the wire. We're just going to slip this part on, and then we're going to slip our wire in here and then connect this on there. And then it comes with 2 tools, and you need both of them. So one of these is for this part of the connector, and then the other one slips right into here, and it allows you to just grab onto these. It makes it a little easier to manage. They're kind of hard to connect, and we're just going to tighten this up until you run out of threads. All right. It's a nice waterproof connection, and then we're going to just keep all this. We have a lot of extra wire for this, but because we're going to build this big massive array here, we don't want to cut any of the length of this wire. So we're just going to do our best once we get this all hooked up to just zip tie this stuff up all nice and neat. But basically we just take our last end here and just connect it together. So now we have this end done. We'll do the same thing on the other end.
Hi. Did you come to say hi? Yeah. don't know if you guys can see, but there's the elk herd, small one, right over there. So that is the back of our property. Ryder, leave it.
Ryder,
leave it. Yes, good boy.
Come.
They can see us. They're all paused. They showed up about a few days ago.
Yeah, a few days ago when it started getting cold.
Yeah.
Good boy, Ryder.
But it's so cool to have them around here. That is a big bull right there. Awesome.
All right, let's see if we got power coming from that array. So set this to volts. Nothing. So we decided to go out there and take those MC4 connectors apart and see if we can make a better connection. And I think what we were doing is we weren't pushing them in far enough to make a connection with those other ones. So we got them redone. Let's see if it worked. So we'll throw it on volts here.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I mean, something's wrong.
Well, it's better than it was.
Oh, you know what? I think I'm only at 40, so I need to go up to 400.
Ah. Nice.
There it is. So it works. So we should have, if it was max cold outside, it should be 148 volts. So we have 142, so that's perfect. So that's what it is when I tested one panel, it was 37 volts, so you have a 40. And then if you want to go above that, you need to set it to 400 max. So, all right. So that was the problem. User error.
All right. The temporary solar array is finished. We got it all wired up and we zip tied all that extra wire around the back just to keep everything really clean and off the ground. So now we are gonna head into the barn, finish cleaning up in there so we can get the RV pulled in. Come on, Ryder. All right, so we decided today would be a great day to go and check our trail cam. We put it out 2 months ago exactly, so hopefully we've got some good footage out there. Ryder's already, he knows where we're going. That is not ours. Probably from there. Yeah, we've had questions about what that building is. It's our neighbor. We put our home right in the center of our 20 acres, and they put their house right on the edge of the property line. So it's not ideal, but it is what it is.
Yeah, we have some plans to plant a bunch of trees, try to block it off slowly the next 50 years.
Which we actually have about 200 trees coming next week. So we'll be planting all of those. They're obviously very small, little tiny seedlings. They're only going to be about, 6 to 12 inches tall.
Yeah.
So they'll take some time to grow, but that was the most cost-effective way for us to be able to get as many trees as we need. And maybe down the road we'll be able to buy some larger trees. But right now it is not in the budget. So earlier, this is where the elk were, right through the property here. Alright, let's see if, hopefully it didn't die like a long time ago.
I'm sure the batteries are dead.
Probably. Well, and should I put this back in there?
No, you're gonna take them off, right?
Yeah. Can't tell what it says about that. Oh no, the batteries are still good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, let's see what we got on here.
Alright. Let's put this in here. The right way.
You got a 50-50 shot.
And I do it wrong every time. Alright. Let's see what it says. Try this again.
Nothing.
Oh, import. Sorry. There are 605.
What? Olive Rider.
Alright. I'm gonna import them all and hopefully there's some good stuff on there to show you guys.